All right, so frequency histogram. How do we graph this one? It's a bar graph, okay? The first columns is the x values. That's too big. The second column, the frequency, is the y values. So the frequency histogram is, you want to make, my advice to you is today, sometime today, get a piece of paper. Jot down all the things that you need, so that way everything in one place, so you don't have to go around, like you don't have to kind of go back and search for your notes. Okay, I would do that. So for the frequency histogram, this is how I would graph. I draw the quadrant. Okay, the x is going to be in the x axis. So the first one is from 0 to 5. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 tick mark. Okay, from 0 to 5. Then I will have 6 through 10. Then I will have 11 through 15. Then 16 through 20. Okay, so that's what I would do. So I would label the point on my x-axis. The frequency I'm looking here is the highest is 10, the lowest is 3. So what I can do is I know I have to go all the way up to 10. So it's up to you. You can do increase by 2. You can do the scale. It's up to you. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 10. You can do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I would do 2 for the space that I have. So increase by 2. This one is, if I label, is the winds. And then this is the frequency. Okay. Questions so far? Right now what I would do is for the first class, which is the frequency is 10, so I'm going to draw a bar graph at 10. Highlight it. The mistake that I see from your last summative on this one is that you make space. There's no space between these bars. There's no space. You're going to draw them right next to each other. Don't space them out. The next one is 5. The frequency is 5, so it's between 6 and 4. This is slide 6 on your product, okay? Slide 6, okay? Then I would do for the next one is 7, so it's between 6 and 8. Notice there's no space in between those bars. And the last one is 3, so 3 is between 2 and 4. Okay, so that's how you would create a frequency histogram. Your practice, the one that you can do, the next one is you're going to do on slide 7. You can try that, okay? Any question on frequency histogram? You should know this. And what I would ask you to do sometime for the test is that if I gave you the graph, I may ask you for the class of 11 through 15, what is the frequency? So you should be able to read the graph. It's a question for me. Are you okay with this? Okay. All right, so your practice is the next one. Another one that we want to review is the line and plot, dot, not leaf. Okay. For this one, it's the number line. We go all the way. Okay. If I look over here, I'm looking at my list. I'm seeing my lowest values. This is the line. It's like when you're gonna graph the number line and you plot how many times that number appears. So I'm gonna start with my lowest, which is 17. And then my highest, I'm on slide 8, just in case you wonder. So my highest values is 30. So I'm gonna plot from 17 through 30. So 17, 18, 19, 20. So think about this as a number line. Okay, this is the number line. Now what I would do with this number line is plot the point on that number. So the first one is 21. So there's 121. You can make a dot or you can make the X. Okay. Then I will get to 30. There's 130. 25. There's 125. 17. 117. 20. 21. There's another 21. There's okay. 22. 7. What do I do now? 17. There's another 17. 18. There's 118. 20. 22. 25. Okay. So the idea is you want to jot down some example that you have, so that way when you run into these objective, these exam, you know what to do. So this is line and dot plot. Questions. This is slide 8. So you copy this over, you have some work done for you. Okay. Okay. So you're gonna have more practice. This one, stems and leaf plot. So this is the one where you have to make 2 columns, the stem and the leaf. Okay. If we look here, the stems is in the tenths. And this one is like in the ones. Okay. So I look over here, I'm seeing this is in the 10 and the 20 and the 30. So my stem is going to be 1, 2, and 3. Okay. If it's in the hundreds, then my stem is going to be in the 100. If it's in 1,000, the stem is the 1,000. So I will look for the first values and then determine, is this a tenth, 100, or 1,000 or whatever. Okay. So 21, this is the one that I think some will make a lot of mistake, is that you actually write out the same value. So this is 21. So if I look at this one, this is 21, right? This in the 20s, and this is 21, so it's in here, and I'm just gonna write out the 1, indicate this one. This is 21. Instead of write 21, you just write the first number in the first column and then the ones on the leaves column. For the 30, because the 3 already in my first column, so I only have to write 0. I'm gonna go easy on you on the final exam. I don't need you to list them from least to greatest. It's okay, any order, that's fine, as long as you list those numbers out. Then 25, I'm just put the 5. 17, so that's in the 10, so I'm just write out the 7th. 20, there's a 0. 21, there's a 1. 22, 17, 18, 20, 22. Whoops, I did not mean to write 2, 2, just 1, 2. 25, so that's a 5. 30, another 0. 31, so just write the 1. 35. Questions? How we feel about this? This is slide 10. For those who did it, if you see the mistake I make, or you can ask me a question and like, I got this one instead, then we can go back and check. Okay, so that's stems and leaf plot. If no questions, you can do another practice on your own. Okay, we're going to review population standard deviation. Okay, so this is the standard deviation, and this one is a population. For the population, you don't subtract 1. You just count how many that you got. So the population, when I say n, okay, when I say n, if I look over here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So the n is 4. That's what I mean, the n. How many values are given to me, okay? So step number 1, I need to find the average. I already showed you how to use a calculator for it, but you should know how to do it by hand as well, because I'm going to ask you to do one problem by hand. So 20 plus 30 plus 25 plus 40. 115 divided by 4. 28.75. So I would like to keep it in 2 decimal place. This is what I mean 2 decimal place. I will keep the 75.75. I'm not going to round it to 0.8. I'm not going to get rid of the 5. I keep those 2 decimal place. And that's the problem with the last summative. Some of you just completely ignore my instruction and you use a different number. So you know what to do, but you didn't get full credit. So pay attention to what I show you, okay? So I'm going to get to step 2. The x at the 20, take away the mean, which is 28.75, okay? That would give me 20 minus that, give me negative 0.75, okay? Then I would do step 3 right away, because step 3, what you do is you're going to square that values. When you square, put in parentheses, you have that calculator. So you should not have negative number for the third column. So I have 76. And the decimal, again, 2 decimal place, so that would be 5, 6. I would do the same for the next one. Okay, 30, take away 28.75. Give you 1.25. Again, I will square this one. That would give you 1.56. On your exam, you don't have to, you just make sure that if you're not sure what number to put down, feel free to ask me. Yes, there was one slide you cannot draw because I forgot to change the setting. So one of the slides you cannot draw, so just email me that page. That's fine. Okay, so make sure that you check in with me. If you're not sure if this is the right number, like, Ms. Nguyen, I got this. What should I put? You may ask me that. I can tell you. Okay, so don't assume. Just ask me questions if you can. Okay, I'm doing the next one. 25 minus 28.75. Oops, 0.75. I know this. Some of you already know what to do. Then that is great. Just do what you need to do. If you don't know, and if you want to review, stay with me. Okay. So this will give me negative 3.75 if I square it. That give me 14.06. I will do the next one. 40 minus 28.75. On your exam, I'm not going to give you a lot of numbers, okay? I'm just going to give you a few so that I can test to see if you know how to do it by hand. This one will be 11.25 squared 126.56. A lot of you asked me a question on what to do for step 4 and step 5. So if that's the case when you took the last summative, I'm hoping you pay attention to the steps. Step 4 is that I'm going to add every single values from step 3. So I'm taking 16.56 plus 1.56 plus 14.06 plus 126.56, okay? So I would add all of these values to get to step 4. Step 5 is that I'm taking the value from step 4. So think about it. Step 2 would lead you to step 3. So whatever you got from step 3 would lead you to step 4. Then step 4, use whatever you got from step 4 to start with step 5, right? So 74 divide by n, because I'm doing populations, I'm not going to subtract 1. I would divide by 4. Give me 39.69. And then step 6, take square root from whatever I got from step 5. Square root of 39.69. 6.3, and that is my standard deviation.